For a long time now, the Toyota Camry has been known as a comfortable, go anywhere, do anything, and last forever midsize sedan. That's why I am super happy that we got to have this 2025 Toyota Camry LE as a rental car here in St. Louis, Missouri. With the tough competition out there like the Kia K5, the Honda Accord, and the Hyundai Sonata, is this still the best choice out there? I will also include my thoughts on what it was like to live with over the weekend. So let's go ahead and get into the video. As always, let's establish the pricing and trim level right from the start. For 2025, the Camry has 4 trim levels, and it is only offered in a hybrid powertrain. We have the most affordable one, known as the LE, which starts at $28,000. The only option, which actually doesn't cost any money, is the reservoir blue paint, which I think looks pretty good. So this car actually gives you a lot of bang for your buck, so let's see what all that is about. At the exterior, not a lot going on as you would expect. You got a split grille here and a functional vent beneath the headlight. Speaking of the headlights, these are going to be pretty standard for the LE model. You get an LED daytime running lamp that is integrated with the headlight and an incandescent turn signal. You can upgrade to nicer headlights on the XLE and XSE. As far as the wheels are concerned, these will measure in at 17 inches. I'm happy to say that you do not get hubcaps on this base model, but they did pack on as much sidewall as they could to make it look as basic as possible. Moving to the side, there really isn't that much going on here. You get these pretty normal mirrors with heating and blind spot monitoring and a turn signal indicator on the side. Moving around to the back, you'll find a Toyota logo, a Camry badge, and a couple more badges, and the taillights are going to be mostly incandescents. This is pretty standard for a midsize sedan, so you get an LED brake light, an incandescent reverse light, and an incandescent turn signal indicator. Also, hybrid and electric vehicles have to have a special noise when they are at low speed so that pedestrians know that there is a car present. This is the old noise on our 2023 Toyota Sienna Platinum, but this is the new noise on the Camry. Take a listen. Now let's move on to the interior and see what kind of features you get for $28,000. I want everybody to keep in mind that this is the LE, the base model, so I'm not going to be expecting much of this car. The door panel will have plastic basically everywhere you look. You got plastic on the upper part, soft touch plastic on the armrest, and some more hard plastic down below. There is fabric trim and some aluminum accenting through the middle. Taking a look at the seats, you'll find this cloth trim on the LE. The other trims will have soft text faux leather, and these are 4-way manual adjusting. Now let's take a look at the rest of the interior, starting with the steering wheel. This will be made of a soft touch plastic. Wrapping it, you do have a plastic airbag cover. All of your buttons will be in flat plastic or glossy plastic. And you get the small digital gauge cluster. If you upgrade to another trim level, you'll have the full digital gauge cluster, but this is just part of one. It's not that anything is analog, they just downsized it for the LE model. Taking a look at materials, this is going to blow you away. You get soft touch plastic on the upper dash, this glossy trim right here, more of that fabric trim, and then you get some matte plastic down here. Surprisingly, there is a wireless phone charger that comes standard on every model. Taking a look at storage, the Camry has always excelled in this area. You get a wireless charger for your phone, another area maybe to put a couple snacks. You get 2 cup holders, and you can actually slide a phone in between those. Lifting up the center console, you will find a good amount of storage with a power outlet. Also keep in mind there are 2 USB-C ports and a USB-A port for Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Taking a look at climate controls, this is an area that I'm very happy about because unlike Lexus, where they're going to put this in the screen, Toyota has kept these physical buttons. Very easy to use. You get dual zone on every model. It's extremely easy to use. You can change the mode, you can change the fan speed, all of these toggles right here. No knobs or anything, just toggles and buttons. These vents are a pretty good size, and there is actually a vent all the way over here integrated with this piano black finish. Moving on to the infotainment system, this is a huge upgrade for 2025. It comes in two different sizes, and as you can see, we have the smaller display. The 12.3-inch display will go all the way to the edge, and that will be available on the XLE and the XSE trim levels. This still runs Toyota's latest audio multimedia system, and this is a huge upgrade from what we have last year. It's still extremely easy to use. You get navigation, wireless Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto, and the 6-speaker sound system is not too bad. Taking a look up top, not much going on here. You get a sunglasses holder, you get a couple buttons for your LED lights, and of course there is no sunroof at all. A panoramic sunroof is available on the XSE trim level. So this is where I sat in the Camry, the passenger side, and I have to say it was actually pretty nice. On the door panel, you'll find that it's basically all plastic, but I don't really care, and there's a pretty good sized door pocket down below. These seats will also be made of cloth with this really cool design at the top, and they actually smell kind of bad for this rental car. There is this cloth trim that runs underneath this piano black finish and a vent. In the glove box, there is a pretty good amount of space. When you open it up, you'll find that it won't blow your mind, but it is still very usable. Pretty good for the class. Now, I only sat in the back seat one time when I was filming the driving part of the video, and I have to say it is actually pretty nice for a family. So on the door panel, you don't really get that much. It's all plastic except for this strip of aluminum. There is a bottle holder down below. And getting inside is relatively easy. These seats are super comfortable. There's nothing special about them. They're just made of cloth. They don't recline or anything. But whatever they did to it, they did a good job because it is super comfortable. As you can see, I have plenty of legroom and there is a little bit of a seat back pocket. In the center here, you don't get any climate controls, which is expected, but you get 2 vents and 2 USB ports. I reviewed a 2024 Camry SE in February, and none of these features were available. No vents, no USB ports, so this is a pretty good upgrade. In the center here, you're going to find 2 cup holders and a nice padded armrest. Nothing special back here, but hey, they did a good job. If you want to use the Camry as a family sedan, trunk space is key, and this Camry definitely delivers. Open up the trunk, you have to go behind the second row, you're going to find about 15.1 cubic feet of space, which is pretty good for this class. I think the Honda Accord is somewhere around there, maybe a little bit more, but this is all that you need to have a family. Of course, you can everything is manual, and of course you can fold down the second row if you need the space. But of course, nobody is going to measure that because this is a sedan and usually you're not going to be doing that. Now let's move on to the powertrain because Toyota made some pretty interesting decisions for 2025. The Camry is now hybrid only, so it's just a hybrid, no gas only, no electric, just hybrid. It will be tuned a little bit differently if you choose front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. And because today's Camry is front-wheel drive, you'll be getting a 2.5-liter inline 4-cylinder engine plus electric motors. This will make 7 horsepower less than an all-wheel drive Camry at 225 horsepower and the same 163 pound-feet of torque. All of this is mated to a CVT transmission, and you get the best fuel economy on the LE. You get 53 miles per gallon in the city, 50 on the highway, and 51 combined. That is hands down class leading and the best any Camry has ever gotten. While it is not as hot as it was on the market, the segment of the mid-size sedans are still buzzing with lots of redesigns from rivals to this Toyota Camry. Let's talk about those rivals. The closest competitor to this Camry easily is the Honda Accord, but there are a couple other rivals. Those include the Kia K5, the Nissan Altima, the Hyundai Sonata, and the Volkswagen Jetta. There might be a couple more that I missed, but those are the main ones that go against this Camry. Of course, the Camry and Accord are always at the top, so it's going to be either those two. And for now, I think the Camry is the winner. This Camry measures in at 193 inches long and 72 inches wide. Well, that is going to wrap up today's review on this 2025 Toyota Camry LE. This has been an honor to live with for the past weekend, and I am very happy to spend a good amount of time with it. It is very different as it is a modern Toyota because we are kind of used to our 2023 Toyota Sienna Platinum. There are a lot of great changes that Toyota has brought to the table for 2025, and if you are in the market for a midsize sedan, I'd say that the Camry is probably the best one you can buy. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.